With the current 2021-22 season being finally completed, we're already looking ahead to next season. After the appointment of Ryan Lowe as manager, some good results in our season being completely flipped around, some hope has finally been brought back to North End. However, with three of the best loan signings we've seen in quite some time leaving Deepdale, along with a lot of players out of contracts and on their way out in general, it looks like Lowe's leadership is going to have to do some big changes this summer. So looking at the players leaving, positions up and down the pitch are being completely left isolated. We've got some senior players leaving, like Barkusin, Huntington, Brown, Sinclair, Joe Rafferty, Connor Ripley, as well as some of our younger players who are up and coming, just being completely let go. Ethan Walker, Jack Baxter, Joe Rodwell-Grant, and even Oliver Lombard, as well as a few others on their way out. It's also been made clear that Harrop, Olasunde, and Bayliss have all been transfer listed in recent weeks, with only a year left on their contract as is. This will, however, free up a lot of cash on the wage bill, as well as potentially making some money back from transfers of Bayliss, Olasunde, and Harrop. So with all these players on their way out, it seems that Lowe couldn't see a clear future for them at North End and wants to begin his project anew. So let's see what that does to the starting 11 and the squad as a whole. So starting at the back, we're losing Everson, who has been a fantastic asset to the club over the last few seasons, grabbing 3 Player of the Year awards on his way out. As much as the fans and probably Lowe himself would like to keep Everson on, it seems extremely unlikely that we'll get him back on another loan or even permanently. So with Everson gone back to Leicester, as well as our previous number 1, Declan Rudd, retiring from injury towards the end of this season, we already looked short as it is. And now Ripley, Oliver Lombard, and Matthew Hudson are all leaving, which means we are left with 0 goalkeepers in the squad. Unless we are looking to promote either Declan Dugan or James Pradich for our under-19s league-winning squad, it's likely Lowe is scouting for a new goalkeeper, most likely another loan from the Premier League side or a possible permanent from League One. He would likely need 2 in this position in order to cover for injuries. Then moving on to the 3 centre-backs as part of Lowe's 3-5-2. We've got Trusty Hughes on left centre-back doing a fantastic job, and a choice between Bauer and Diaby for the middle centre-back position. Diaby has just been offered a new contract and is in talks to continue his time at Deepdale. He has quickly become a fan favourite, a powerful centre-back with good pace and strength. He may be taking the spot off Bauer, who, despite having the fans' love and being a threat on set pieces, struggles to cover the deep space left behind when our other 2 centre-backs have pushed forward and we get caught on a counter-attack. However, our previous first choice for right centre-back, Sepp van der Berg, is returning to Liverpool now the season is over and has basically said that his time with us has come to an end. There is a possibility that Diaby or Bauer could play on that right side, although both don't offer much in attack in the same way that Hughes and Sepp did. Other options include Lewis Coulton, who has recently had his contract extended and did exceptionally well with the under-19s. However, that might be too much of a step up, and he may just be joining the bench as a good option. There is also Jordan Storey, who is returning from a successful loan spell at Sheffield Wednesday, with them reaching the playoffs, despite them crashing out against Alex Neil's Sunderland. He's young and clearly made good progress with Wednesday, as well as being a threat on set pieces. However, it may be Lowe's best interest to invest some cash here to improve this position and keep us solid at the back. Now moving on to the wing-backs, anyone that knows Lowe's setup understands his wing-backs are key to success both moving forward and defensively. Starting with the left-hand side, we've seen some success when Cunningham has played there. However, he's a bit injury prone and not a long-term option in terms of athleticism. We've also seen Josh Earl start there, but realistically he's a centre-back who's been retrofitted and it's not quite worked out. Towards the tail end of the season, we've seen Daniel Johnson and Ali McCann play there in rotation with each other in and out of midfield. This has worked quite well, providing some danger for opposition down that left side. This once again may not be a long-term option, but could work to catch opposition out on occasion. I would say that this is a key position to recruit in the summer. Now moving on to the right-hand side, Brad Potts has been resurgent in that role. Despite being classified as a centre mid, he's come alive in that right wing-back position, referring to himself as a big horse due to his ability to get up and down the pitch every match for a full 90. North End could definitely continue to succeed with Potts in that position, however there is no backup or competition for that space, especially with us letting Olasunde go, who spent most of his tenure injured or not chosen. As Olasunde's time comes to an end, that position could really do with a purchase or a loan from elsewhere to help bolster our potential down the right hand side. Now in the midfield we have 3 positions. These are all currently completely full, with the midfield being our strongest area. People who are familiar with Lowe's 3-5-2 understand that this number 6 position is extremely important. Currently we have Whiteman pinging the ball around to the centre-backs, wing-backs and making incisive through balls to either the midfielders as well as the strikers. He also provides most of our set pieces and has the potential to score from free kicks. A lot of fans won't agree with me that he has the potential to change a game completely, especially defensively. When he tracks back, he can outright prevent opposition attacks. Some aren't convinced by Whiteman, but his stats and the way Lowe speaks about him says otherwise, and I think he gets better every season. His main competition for that spot would be Ryan Lowe, back from injury and raring to go. Ledson is a more aggressive version of that number 6, going in for stronger tackles and winding players up. He can also provide defensive splitting through balls, however not currently as consistently as Whiteman. This position is extremely important in providing both creativity in possession and on the counter. It's likely we won't see any investment in this position, and I think the same goes for our 2 in midfield ahead of Whiteman, with Johnson, Brown and McCann providing excellently here. Despite Brown being easily shrugged off the ball, he makes up for that in attacking prowess and goal-scoring ability, whereas Johnson is extremely successful at dictating play and providing creative balls to the forwards. And finally, Ali McCann is a key asset to future success at North End, a fantastic transfer made before the start of Lowe's campaign. He can steal the ball from opposition with ease, keep the ball against all odds, pass and shoot, a perfect all-rounder in the midfield, so those positions are completely covered. And lastly, we have the front 2. With Reece scoring 21 goals in all competitions, he has come a long way since his first season. He has the pace, hold-up play, shot power, composure, and finishing all in his arsenal. It's a safe bet to say that this position is completely locked up. However, with Cameron Archer heading back to Villa and only the slimmest chance we'll have him back again for another season, we have an opening up front. With Ched Evans lacking in athleticism to play a full 90 and not getting any younger, he seems like a bench warmer for now. And Maguire isn't quite his old self and hasn't been for some time. Despite his energy and the ability to hold up play and challenge any defender, his stats doesn't project a good image and he is likely to be moving on or looking at another season on the bench. So Lowe will have to be looking for another impactful loan signing or potential long-term transfer to link up with Reece if he wants to continue his attacking brand of football. So at least 4 positions need filling within the first 11 before we even talk about having a squad depth in case of injury and to give other players competition. If it truly is to be a revolution for North End, Lowe will be looking to bring in 7 or 8 new players, which is very unlike North End as we know, who often opt for 1 or 2 savvy purchases or short-term options every window. However, it's also unlike North End to ship off so many players without offering them new contracts that they probably don't deserve. So maybe we are moving in the right direction. So where are they going to find all of these new players from? Well, with the success of Sepp, Everson and Archer, it's looking likely that Lowe is going to use his connections to hopefully get some more players on loan from the Premier League. However, I don't think Ryan Lowe will just limit himself to Premier League loans. I think he'll probably dip himself into the League One market to get some permanent signings. With his knowledge of young and established talent in that league, as well as having the data set that he brought in with market insights, I think he will have a good idea of who he's looking for. And that's not even talking about all the free transfers that have been released from other clubs in and around the Championship, Premier League, and lower. I do think it's going to be really interesting to see who he goes for, and also who we're going to be linked with over the next coming weeks and months. Thank you so much for watching, I really do appreciate it. Next time I'm going to be talking about players who could realistically fill these positions, ones that we might actually go for. If you have any ideas of the kind of players we're going to be going for, drop them in the comments below. I'd love to see what you'd think, and I'll probably credit you in the next video. Thanks again, can't wait for summer to be over, and when it is, I'll see you on the town end.